In this video we talk about unspoken history events which were very important events of history. The Great Emu War, 1932, a quirky episode in military history. In the annals of military history, one event stands out as both peculiar and amusing: the Great Emu War of 1932 in Australia. While the term war may seem hyperbolic, the conflict between the Australian military and emus, large flightless birds, offers a unique perspective on the challenges of dealing with an unexpected wildlife problem. The stage was Western Australia, circa 1932. Following World War I, many Australian veterans were granted farmland, and one such area was in Western Australia. However, the arid landscape faced a serious issue: an overpopulation of emus. These flightless birds, indigenous to Australia, had migrated in large numbers to the farmlands in search of food and water. The emu problem. The emus posed a significant threat to the newly established farmlands. Thousands of them descended upon the fields, consuming crops and causing extensive damage. The farmers, already grappling with economic challenges, requested assistance from the government. In response, the Australian government decided to intervene militarily to curb the emu population. Military response. In November 1932, Major G.P.W. Meredith led a small group of soldiers armed with 2 Lewis machine guns and 10,000 rounds of ammunition to the region. The plan was straightforward: use the machine guns to thin out the emu population and alleviate the agricultural damage. Challenges in the field. However, the operation did not proceed as smoothly as anticipated. Emus, known for their agility and speed, proved elusive targets. The soldiers soon found that hitting a moving emu with a machine gun presented unexpected challenges. The birds scattered in response to the gunfire, making accurate targeting difficult. Unsuccessful campaign. The military's attempt to control the emu population faced several setbacks. The emus, with their natural instincts, proved adept at avoiding the gunfire, leading to a rather comical scenario where the soldiers found it challenging to achieve their intended objective. The public and the media quickly caught wind of the military's struggles, and the operation turned into a source of amusement. Media attention and public response. The Great Emu War garnered widespread attention in the Australian media. Newspapers ran headlines about the peculiar conflict, and soon, the public began to view the military's efforts with a mix of skepticism and amusement. Cartoonists seized the opportunity to lampoon the situation, creating caricatures that portrayed the emus as wily opponents outsmarting the military. Conclusion and aftermath. Despite the military's best efforts, the Great Emu War was, by all accounts, a failure. The soldiers faced challenges in dealing with the agile and unpredictable emus, and the operation was eventually deemed impractical. In December 1932, the military withdrew from the conflict, leaving the emus to continue their foraging in the farmlands. The episode may seem like a footnote in history, but the Great Emu War has endured as a quirky and humorous anecdote. It highlights the unpredictability of wildlife management and the challenges that arise when attempting to address ecological imbalances through military means. The emus, having unwittingly become the protagonists in this peculiar chapter of history, continued their existence in the Australian landscape, largely unaffected by the military's attempt to control their numbers. In retrospect, the Great Emu War serves as a reminder that even seemingly straightforward solutions can unravel when dealing with the intricacies of nature. While the military's campaign against the emus might not have achieved its intended goals, it left behind a lasting legacy of amusement and curiosity, a tale of an unconventional war waged against the backdrop of Australia's vast and untamed landscapes. The Dancing Plague of 1518, a historical enigma. In the summer of 1518, the medieval city of Strasbourg, located in the Holy Roman Empire, witnessed a bizarre and bewildering phenomenon: the Dancing Plague. This event, often regarded as one of the strangest episodes in history, involved hundreds of people spontaneously breaking into frenzied dance, a condition that persisted for weeks. The Dancing Plague of 1518 remains an enigma, shrouded in mystery and various theories seeking to explain this extraordinary occurrence. Origins of the Dancing Plague. The strange series of events began with a single woman, Frau Trophia, who stepped into the streets of Strasbourg and began dancing fervently. What started as an isolated incident soon escalated, with more individuals joining the inexplicable dance. The numbers grew rapidly, reaching a point where hundreds of people were caught in the grips of an uncontrollable dancing compulsion. The unrelenting dance. Day after day, the afflicted individuals continued to dance, seemingly unable to stop. Reports from the time describe scenes of exhaustion, with some dancers collapsing from sheer fatigue only to resume their frenetic movements upon regaining consciousness. The phenomenon attracted attention not only within Strasbourg but also beyond its walls. Public and medical response. As the dancing plague intensified, authorities were compelled to take action. Rather than attributing the events to a supernatural cause, authorities sought medical opinions. Physicians and scholars of the time proposed various theories, including hot blood, demonic possession, and astrological influences, but a consensus remained elusive. Dance halls and public spaces. To contain the spread of the bizarre dance fever, the city authorities took unconventional measures. Recognizing that the afflicted individuals seemed compelled to dance, they provided designated spaces, dance halls, where the frenzied dancers could perform without disrupting public order. This approach, intended to channel the compulsive behavior, had limited success. The prolonged episode and subsequent disappearance. The dancing plague persisted for several weeks, reaching its peak intensity during the summer of 1518. Eventually, the phenomenon began to wane, with fewer individuals participating in the compulsive dance. By the fall, the episode had largely subsided, leaving behind a bewildered community and a trail of speculation. Theories and explanations. Centuries later, the dancing plague of 1518 continues to perplex historians, scientists, and scholars. Various theories have been proposed to explain this mysterious event. Ergotism. Some researchers suggest that the ingestion of ergot-contaminated rye, a fungus containing hallucinogenic compounds, could have led to the dancing compulsion. Mass psychogenic illness. Another theory posits that the event was a form of mass psychogenic illness, where social and psychological factors contributed to the spread of the dancing behavior. Sociocultural factors. Sociocultural factors, such as stress, social tensions, and religious fervor, have also been proposed as potential contributors to the phenomenon. Legacy of the dancing plague. The dancing plague of 1518, while a historical anomaly, has left an enduring mark on popular culture. It has been referenced in literature, art, and even medical literature as an intriguing example of collective behavior that defies conventional explanation. In conclusion, the dancing plague of 1518 remains a captivating and mysterious episode in history. Despite the passage of centuries, the true cause of this mass compulsion to dance remains elusive. The event serves as a reminder of the complexities of human behavior and the enigmatic nature of historical phenomena that continue to captivate our imagination. The Battle of Karánsebes, 1788 Comedy of Errors in the Fog of War. In the annals of military history, the Battle of Karánsebes stands as a peculiar and often humorous episode, illustrating the chaos that can ensue when misunderstandings and miscommunications befall armed forces. Fought in 1788 during the Austro-Turkish War, the battle is renowned not for its strategic brilliance but for the absurd series of events that led to soldiers of the same army mistakenly engaging in combat against each other. Context of the Austro-Turkish War. The late 18th century witnessed a series of conflicts between the Habsburg monarchy, led by the Austrians, and the Ottoman Empire. In 1788, as tensions escalated, both sides prepared for military engagements, including the Austro-Turkish War. The fateful night at Karánsebes. In early September 1788, the Austrian army, comprising a diverse mix of soldiers, including Germans, Hungarians, and Serbs, set up camp near the town of Karánsebes, now Karánsebes, Romania. While the main army was preparing for an impending confrontation with the Ottoman forces, a detachment of Austrian hussars ventured into the nearby countryside. The infamous encounter. As the hussars scouted the area, they encountered a group of Roma, gypsy, traders. Seeking to enhance their spirits, the soldiers engaged in trade, exchanging coins for schnapps, a strong alcoholic beverage. As the night progressed, the Austrian infantry arrived at the scene, chaos unleashed. A misunderstanding unfolded when the hussars, still in high spirits from the schnapps, refused to share the alcohol with the infantry. Tensions escalated, and in the confusion and darkness, a shot was fired. The soldiers, now convinced they were under attack by the Ottomans, descended into chaos. Friendly fire and retreat. The intoxicated soldiers, believing that Ottoman forces were advancing upon them, began to fire indiscriminately. The chaos spread throughout the camp, leading to a disorganized retreat. In the process, soldiers fired upon their own